Connection speaker series to help you rediscover and reignite meaningful connection in your lives. Each session, we meet with a speaker who crafts and creates meaningful connection in their lives and their communities. Today, we are meeting with Trish Doolan. Trish is a filmmaker, writer, director, producer, actress, and most recently, a breast cancer survivor. Trish is currently working on passing a bill in Congress that will save millions of women's lives. Trish, thank you so much for joining us. We're so thrilled to have you here today.
Well, I want to thank you for having me, number one, but also for just your consciousness around the fact that we need connection. And I love that you're doing this because it's very meaningful. And a lot of people are lost right now. You know, this pandemic has just turned the world upside down. And we're all longing for that connection. We've all been isolated and quarantining for so long. So I want to thank you for doing this because I think it's very important work you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I think that speaks a lot about your character and you as a person as well. So we're just honored to have you here with us today.
Well, I'm honored to be here.
Trish, can you share with us and share with our audience a bit more about what it is that you do?
Well, what I do in life is most recently I've been writing, mostly, writing screenplays, books, and directing. And right before the pandemic, I was scouting in London. I was getting ready to shoot my movie. We had studio in place. We were going to be casting, and I was picking out locations. And then when the pandemic hit, everything shut down. So it was kind of a very interesting time for me because here I was like so excited to go do my movie and everything. And then just a month into the shutdown, I found a lump in my breast and I was completely baffled. I just was like, wow, what is this? This is really painful. And I couldn't get in to see any doctors. Nobody would see me because they were all, oh, we're not open right now. And everybody was freaking out. So it took me 3 months to even get in. And then I had a series of tests and they were spread out month apart, another month apart. And then finally, late August 31st, actually, I got my diagnosis. And then my whole world just turned upside down. Here I was thinking I was going to go make a movie, couldn't wait to get out of quarantine. And then my reality was completely different and still is different as I am going through this process. I'm not quite finished yet.
Yeah. It's so interesting how the pandemic has affected everyone's lives and especially the medical system as well. And I think that you're really living testament to that. Would you share with us a bit more about the bill that you're currently working on passing and also the community that it serves, the community that it addresses as well?
Yes. So I will tell you why this came up for me and why it's so important to me. I am a very healthy person. I'm very health conscious. I'm very aware of what I put in my body, what I think, meditate. A lot of people know, I do sound healing. I do all these wonderful things and I live a healthy lifestyle, exercise and all that. So none of it made sense to me or anyone in my life. And then after I showed up with a particular cancer called triple negative, they said, we need to test you for the BRCA gene. And I was like, oh. And we never knew anything in my family about anyone having this BRCA gene. And I knew about the BRCA gene because a friend of mine, I helped through her surgery and everything. So what I came to learn is that scientists do not know where triple negative cancer comes from. It's the most aggressive one that you can get, and it's the trickiest, and it splits and divides and hides in cells. So it has to be handled very, very aggressively. And here I am, I'm doing everything right, but I turn up with this gene that I have no control over, which gives me the BRCA, the triple negative. And so what I was saying is the scientists know, they don't know where it comes from. The only thing they know is it's linked to the BRCA gene. So I'm in the middle of 6, 7 surgeries, meditating, doing chemo, going through it. And I just hits me. I'm like, this was all so unnecessary. This could have been avoided if I had known in advance that I had this gene. Then I would have known what I had to do, what I had to wind up doing anyway, which was get a double mastectomy and an oophorectomy. And I said, this is ridiculous. This is backwards. Why does a woman have to show up with cancer, triple negative, no less, which is very aggressive? The other one they show up with from the BRCA2 as well is HER2, it's called HER2, another very aggressive one. So I started to do a lot of research, and then I'm on these websites of cancer groups and reading stories that would just break your heart. Woman who her daughter and they both got cancer, the mom and the daughter, and then they both found out they had the BRCA gene, and they were both triple negative. The 31-year-old had a 3-year-old baby girl, and they were going through the chemo together, being each other's cheerleader. And the mom made it, but the daughter didn't. So she left behind that 3-year-old. And I can't hear another story of another motherless child